Hang on. On this end, on that end. Are we good here? Oh, sorry. I knew I was forgetting something. I knew I was forgetting something. Thank you, Alpha Len. Imagine if audio wasn't wrong and I was just lip syncing. What? What does that mean? Alright. We are good on the streaming end. We are good on the IRIAM end. I thought you were muted, so I quit the app and reopened. No, I know I forgot something. You know how sometimes when you're starting stream, you're setting everything up because there's like a ton of different things to set up, but then it's like, then it's like, I know I'm forgetting something, and it's something really dumb. I have a lavalier mic that I use, so I just forgot to grab the lavalier mic. I'm like, okay, set up the stream, set up the YouTube side, set up the IRIAM side, get the title ready, ping the Discord, and then it's like, oh, yeah, being able to hear you guys would help. Hello everyone, hello. Hello Lillian, you are at IKEA, Alphalan? And Mon, hello. Silent Chaos, hello, and hello Surrounded. How are you all doing today? We're good now. I was speaking into the void. Yeah, there you go. It'd be funny if you were, making the mouth move, but nothing wrong with the audio and I was just playing. Hey, I may be a kitsune, but I'm not much of a prankster, right? The food is good. I've never had IKEA food, but I've heard things. I've heard it's amazing. It's so strange to me that a furniture store sells food. But hello everyone, welcome in. Happy Thursday. I was saying before, happy Thursday. And then I was saying that it is strange to start the new year in the middle of the week, because it kind of throws everyone off. But I hope everything is going well. Smoked salmon salad? That is amazing to have at a furniture store. I'm here as promised. Thank you, Snowfox. Hello, welcome in. Is Prism my mascot? Yes, Prism is my mascot. Prism is a little carbuncle rabbit. And she is one of the Stargazers, which is also the community fan name. So yeah, Prism's basically like our main Stargazer, and she is essentially my mascot. I feel like you'd be bad at pranks, but would laugh at your own like it was the funniest thing ever. Hey, you don't know that because I've never tried. You don't know if I would be bad at pranks or not, because it's like not within my nature, really. Tengu are more tricksters, considering I made the Celestial Kitsune confused multiple times. Hey. Try it then? I don't have any pranks to pull. I don't do pranks. That's not really... Okay, you remember how yesterday I was saying that I love celebrating all kinds of holidays? The one holiday I don't celebrate is April Fool's Day. The only thing I've done for April Fool's Day was make April Fool's assets for everybody to use. I don't know any pranks. I don't think I'd be bad at it. I mean, I think I could do it. I do still have the illusion and the trickery aspects, but I don't find the need to do it. You watch my videos on YouTube? What did you think, Snowfox? I'm actually really curious, because I'm kind of trying to figure out, like, what works best for what I want to do. It's actually something I wanted to discuss later in the discussion, is I do want to get back into YouTube, I think. I'm making you needing to do them. So I am curious what videos you watched or which ones that you liked. I'm saying this to catch you guys off guard. No, I legitimately don't celebrate April Fools. I don't find it to be much of a kind holiday in many cases, so I've never actually engaged with it. The only thing I've done has been VTuber assets, which included like those little mustache and glasses. And what else did I have? I think I used the I made an asset of the April Fish, which I think is a French version of April Fools, where kids tape like paper fish to adults' backs. I'm trying, what else was in that set? I didn't have a rubber chicken, did I? I don't think I had a rubber chicken. I wanted to. I don't remember what was in that set now, but I made an April Fool's set. You don't need to follow pranks by the rules. What makes it a great prank is that you made it up. Wait, what? I liked your background story video. Which one was my background story video? Sequoia, hello, hello! Welcome in, welcome in! First grade me pulled a chair out from under a girl on April Fool's and I still feel bad. See, it's like, it's not the kindest holiday, honestly. April Fool's is rough for a really good prank. You have to start planning in February. Lillian? Lillian, I feel like I should be scared. How are you doing, Sequoia? Hello, hello. Hope everything is going well with you today. Yeah, I don't do April Fools. What was my background video? My background video short? Was that... I'm trying to remember. Was that the mansion one? I had a mansion one that had large background. I don't think I've done, like, a explainer video on how to do backgrounds, from what I can remember. I'm curious now. But, like, I'm trying to figure out what kind of YouTube videos I want to pursue in general. Is your internet popping in and out, or is it just me? Not too bad, just curious. I don't think so. It looks okay on my end. But you guys let me know, okay? You guys let me know. No need to be scared. I can't figure out how to booby trap a Discord server. Jeez, Lillian. What is the topic for today? I won't stay long because I'll be going to the hospital. Yeah, no worries, no worries. I understand that that's very important. So I kind of did want to, I know you said you didn't really have enough time to watch that video that I sent in the VTubing discussion channel. So I did sort of want to talk a little bit about that, which is why I'm so interested about what Snowfox was saying about my video stuff. Because I wanted to, like, I don't really want to get into, like, ethics of AI, because I know that that gets very gray, and I know people have all kinds of opinions, and people use different forms for different things, and chat and all that, and blah, 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 and I won't really go into that, but I am very curious about, like, in general. You know what? I should have retitled the video. I should have, this IRIAM stream should have been called Dead Internet Theory. I feel like that actually would have been way more eye-catching. The stream setup that Starlight Akari has on YouTube right now looks very nice. Thank you very much, Mon. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I wanted to try to make it, like, easy for people to come in if they've never been on IRIAM before. My debut video one. Oh! The, wait, you mean the trailer? I actually didn't make the trailer. Rio made the trailer, if that's what you're referring to. Yeah, background short. Oh, wait, no. Wait. Background short debut video? I am losing track of my own content. That's not good. Yeah, I don't know if you're talking about the teaser trailer. Rio did that. And then I did one that was, like, with the Wisps. That was recent. I don't think that was in short form, was it? I don't know. But anyway. So, like, going back to discussion, right? Dead Internet Theory. I watched a video earlier today, and it was basically talking about how, you know, everyone's using AI now. It's getting to be kind of scary. It's going to be inundated on all of our social platforms, and the freakiest thing is that the social platforms are not only allowing it, they are pushing it. So, I don't know if you guys have known this, but on various social platforms, they have officially confirmed that they are going to be creating AI accounts. So, things like, helper accounts, or life advice accounts, or, like, content creators that don't exist but are used for, like, basically taking the kind of stuff that an individual used to make their brand or niche about. So I am kind of freaked out by that because it's going to end up being pretty indistinguishable, right? My job is on the line. My job's been on the line. I'm a freelance illustrator. That sounds great? What sounds great? AI accounts? I'm not personally a fan of it. But basically, it's going to be really, really hard to distinguish between anything human-made or kitsune-made, in this case. But it's going to be very difficult, and it's going to get easier for people to just put out a lot of low-effort content, right? For every single video that a YouTuber makes, someone's gonna be able to, like, generate 10,000. Watch too many AI horror movies? Oof. That sounds creepy. Celtic Alchemist, hello! Welcome in, welcome in! So basically, the whole idea is, like, there's gonna be a split, right? My prediction is there's going to be an internet split. There's going to be the people who fully embrace AI and want to just put out as much low-effort content as they can and just generate money, basically. Then there's going to be the people who are going to use AI as a tool to try to generate content really, really fast, but still have their own hand in it in some form. I'm not really sure how. And then there's going to be the type who are against it entirely and try to do everything manually. And they're going to be much slower, so they're going to have to stand out in other ways. So those are the people who are trying to reinvent old individual websites, or they're the ones who are still trying to do newsletters, or they're the ones that are still trying to find, like, a very personal connection, right? So that was the sort of, like, the title of the stream here, if you got a notification, was, do you still read newsletters, right? Because newsletters were sort of considered a thing of the past, like with blogs, right? A lot of people don't read blogs anymore, a lot of people don't read newsletters, but newsletters, and I personally, I haven't used it, but I've done a lot of research on it in the past, and I never sort of got around to it, I guess, because it can be, you know, another tool that takes a while to implement. But with newsletters, it's kind of the one thing that a social media platform can't prevent your audience from seeing. So I was thinking about that, right? Because basically, in terms of general social media, followers matter less than ever. Also, hello Taka, I see you on the Twitch side. Hello, hello. Followers matter less than they ever have. The numbers of followers that you have matter less than they ever have. A ton of them are bots. And a lot of people who are following you do not see the content that you make because, you know, TikTok invented this concept of the For You tab, right, with all these algorithms. And all the other social media followed suit, and now even if you follow someone, you're not guaranteed to see their content unless you hit their notifications, which is an even harder sell. If you are on IRIAM, though, do consider following if you haven't yet, because there's no social media that is going to push you away from that. But the other thing is, like Discord, right? You're probably in a ton of Discord servers, and you probably don't see half of the Discord servers, because that's what I was thinking for a while, right? Is like, is that a Discord server, you don't see most of the notifications, even though a lot of people are using it for announcements and newsletters, right? But if you have something that's getting sent to your email, it's probably not as, you're probably not going to miss it as easily. I'll probably be in the middle ground. If AI could help me find weird silences in between talking and recording and do it fast, that helps editing. Yeah, that makes sense, because it's such a small area where you're not really, like, it's not really something that you would pay somebody for, it's more like something that you would just end up doing on your own anyway, so you would need to compete with speed, so that makes sense. Later, good day, hope you pull through. Thank you, Sequoia. I think it's one of the reasons why some brands like to work with smaller content creators now. That's the other thing, Talon, yeah. The age of influencers is dying out too. More and more companies are not interested in working with influencers. They actually want to work with smaller creators because it is more personal. Whereas before you were trying to get, like, Kim Kardashian's attention, that's not really a thing anymore. AI is old. AI was invented in 1956. I mean, in some form, yes, I understand that. The difference now is generative AI, right? Generative AI is the new thing. Because, you know, as someone who's been using art programs for decades, there are tons of art programs that utilize, you know, computer algorithms. I use a liquify tool when I paint in Clip Studio Paint, and it helps my brush move along and sort of move things around. That is definitely using some sort of algorithmic AI function, but it's different than generative, right? That's the thing, generative. I'm fine with it at this point. Turn me into an AI. Yikes. No, you still want some semblance of yourself, right? That's one of my motivations, to get to the point where I could work with smaller brands. Yeah, I think it's a good goal to have, and I think that smaller brands and smaller creators are going to be something that is more possible, especially if you are showing that you can stand out, right? You're making something that is not entirely completely generated. You're putting your own spin on it. You are promoting yourself as a real human being. There's something called UGC, which is sort of what's replacing influencers right now. UGC stands for user-generated content, and a lot of companies are very interested in it because essentially, instead of getting something on the influencer's page, the UGC content goes to the company's page, and then they pay the UGC creator. Jewel Thrones, hello, welcome in, nice to see you. Got ahead a bit early today, have a good stream and day. Thank you, Vesta, I appreciate it. A real Tengu. I do read newsletters. Interesting. Dual Thrones, what kind of newsletters do you read? Because that was something that I was saying is, it's sort of like the one thing that social media can't really prevent you from seeing, right? Whereas things like the For You tab is preventing a lot of people from being seen, even if you follow them. Ron God, hello, welcome in, and hello, Frank. How are you both doing today? Happy Thursday. Hope everything's going well. So that's one thing I was thinking about, like, how many of you guys, how many Discord servers are you guys in, and then how hard is it to keep up with all the Discord servers, right? There's just a lot of information, right? We're sort of in an era of information overload, so sort of finding a way to cut through the information is gonna be people's key, especially in this year. What is preventing people from being seen? The information overload and the For You page, so, you know, popularized by TikTok. Even if you follow a creator, you don't necessarily see their content, because For You page is making it so that you only see, like, what they think that you will like instead of the people that you're actually following. And because there's so much information overload, you know, people aren't really paying attention if they're seeing things from the people that they intentionally followed. So cutting through that is really important. Once we all become in our 70s or 80s or 90s, the world will probably be like Detroit Becomes Human. That's a scary, scary thought that I want to not try to think about too hard. I mean, yeah, there's gonna be things that are inevitable, but I want to try to make use of what I can with the time that I can, right? Maybe things change, but you gotta push forward in the time that you're currently in, right? Trying to live in the moment a little bit. I barely use Discord, never liked the formatting. Interesting. So are you just, I'm guessing you're basically on general socials then, right? Do you read newsletters? Rayon, hello, welcome in. I honestly don't suffer from being overloaded by information unless it's suddenly force-fed to me. There are definitely ways to avoid it, for sure. There are definitely ways to sort of limit it, lessen it, and different people will sort of go about social media in different ways, but there are, for the general populace, it's getting trickier, right? Hello, Rayan, hello. I have a question. If AI have feelings as humans, how would people treat them? Well, that's kind of the plotline of Detroit Become Human, isn't it? B Heroine was mentioning the game that kind of addresses that exact thing. Number of Discord servers I'm in? I'm mostly active in 2 or 3 servers. I don't know how many servers I'm part of, probably more than 10. There's servers where you just join for a particular set of emojis, like breads and ducks. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I'm actively in, like, 3, but I think I've joined, like, 30. And granted, you know, 90% of those are just for tech information and things. I'm not really trying to balance communities so much, but it does make it tricky to figure out, if I get pings in any of those, I don't really see the pings because they're sort of buried at that point. Gonna be on and off a lot today? No worries, Alpha Len. They're gonna have algorithms where the AI could learn to make itself seem like a real human. That's the thing, right? One thing that people were saying is very, very, very quickly we are going to get to the point where people can't figure out if a VTuber is is humanoid or AI, right? I mean, we've got Neurosama, which is more obvious because Vadal is very much involved in the process, but it's going to get to the point where it is harder and harder to tell. So what can you do about that? You have to build your brand. You have to stand out in unique ways that solidify you as a unique human being that isn't just like inputting the same type of content that a lot of the other AI can mass generate, right? Every once in a while, I'll definitely subscribe to one about topics I like, even if I might not read every issue sent to me. And that's definitely fair, right? Because it's like, it's going into your inbox. It's not being buried away very quickly. I don't mind watching an AI VTuber. Everyone's got their preferences. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be harder and harder. I mean, people, like, if you're on IRIAM, right? If you're watching me on IRIAM, then hopefully you are also watching because, you know, we are content creators behind the screen here that hopefully you guys want to support. I think people will treat humanoid AI the same way they treated the hitchhiking robot a few years ago. Hitchhiking robot? Hello, hello, Lady Red. Welcome in, welcome in. How's everything going? I generally just use Google Alerts on certain subjects, keywords, etc., and read articles that tick off on that. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that you could do that. How are you doing, Lady Red? Welcome in, welcome in. We're kind of talking about the doomsday of personal branding. Flyby once again? Alright, no worries, Lady Red. I'm sure you're very, very busy. I hope Saris and the pups are doing well. I'm actively in 80 servers. See, it's hard to keep up with everything, right? As to AI, I don't understand people finding it hard to tell. AI never seems real. That's the thing, though, right? Is that I always hear this. AI is the worst it's going to look right now, right? I mean, think about what AI art looked like only 2 years ago. I do think it is going to actually get to the point where it is fully indistinguishable. Be Heroine sometimes sends me art pieces that they want me to say, like, hey, is this made by a person or not? And it is actually getting harder and harder and harder for me to tell, and I'm getting less and less confident in my answers. I'm still able to tell in these cases. I feel confident that I've been able to say, like, going off of these profiles, going off of these situations, I can tell you that these are human-made, but it's going to get to a very, very indistinguishable point. And then as a content creator, what do you do to combat that, right? There was an experiment to have a roughly humanoid robot hitchhike cross-country. It almost made it, then got, ooh, okay, yikes. Pups are doing good, but exhausting. I'll try to catch up. Snow Fox, thank you for the heart and glow stick. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. People will probably bully AI. I mean, probably, right? Any sort of, like, threat to... Yeah, I can understand that. I saw a video about why certain YouTubers' AI was failure while Neuro was successful. Yeah, it's because of Vadal. Because Vadal is very open about the interactions together, right? I'm still, personal opinion, I'm still not the biggest fan of Neurosama, but I understand why it's different. I understand why it works. I understand that Vadal puts in a lot of work that is then sort of publicly shown, and I understand that a lot of it is due to interaction. So that's just my personal opinion on the matter. I'm very, you know, I've been an artist my entire life. I've been a creator my entire life. I'm very, very tied with having your personal hands in everything, right? So I do recognize that Vadal is showing off what is basically their art form, but I do think it is getting a bit out of hand, honestly. That's just my personal opinion. That is just my personal opinion, but yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. So, going back to just content creation in general, right? I think that we need to, like, sort of find a way to stand out in some way. So, if it was hard to distinguish, right? I mean, right now, Dual Thrones is saying, like, oh, it's easy to tell. It is easy to tell. But if we got to the point where you couldn't tell, then what do you think would be the best way for a humanoid content creator to stand out? Bit off topic, I feel like having birds of my own is beneficial for world building. As I observe them, I notice each of them have their own personality and place in the flock, with a single dominant female, which inspires folk culture. Yeah, absolutely. That's a really great way for storytelling, is with personal experience. So having the birds help tell your world building, I think absolutely makes sense. AI is always not quite. It's also always going to be not quite because AI cannot open its own window. I mean, yeah, true. Some people be fake VTuber. Yeah, true that, true that. Media Ninja, hello, welcome in, welcome in. But that's the thing, it's like, I do think that we're going to get to a place where people just really can't quite tell. For example, I saw somebody saying that with the next generation, right, like the latest generation is Alpha, and then as of 2025, we now have Generation Beta. I'm so sorry for those people. But, those kids are gonna be AI nomads. They are never going to know a world before AI, so it's really not gonna matter to them, right? Human-made versus tech-made, I really don't think that they are going to care. So that's the kind of thing, right? How do you make people care? I guess that's the main idea, right? Make me care. Vine Fox, hello, welcome in, welcome in. How's everything going? Yeah, AI Nomad. They're gonna be the first to only live in a world with AI tech. I think human-made art will be seen as cool and retro. Once AI reaches a saturation point, they're still blacksmiths. That's true, right? Yeah, that's definitely true. I definitely think it's gonna be like, the people who are doing traditional work, like the people who are doing oil paintings and watercolors, I think that their work is probably gonna be the most respected. Doing good? How are you doing? I'm doing well. We're sort of discussing, like, what's gonna happen in the future with social media and everything, you know? How are content creators going to navigate everything going forward? As game creation shows, humans who have to open AI's windows can't anticipate every possibility or even most possibility. Yeah, true, true. Hello, Eats. Oh. They're never gonna know movies like Back to the Future. Yeah, yeah. I personally use AI for writing and brainstorming, but when it comes to visual art, I want to do it myself and learn to own my style and skill. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm personally not really using it for brainstorming and writing right now, because as it is, I feel like I have more ideas than I know what to do with. Fine Fox, thank you for the stars, and thank you everyone who's been sending stars. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you, thank you. But, yeah, I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out, how do you make somebody care? The other thing about AI is it's not smart, it's trained on everything, so the best it can manage is lowest common denominator. See, you guys are saying that now, but I feel like it's definitely going to evolve. I feel like that we really can't comprehend how good it's going to get. I mean, that's the problem, right? A lot of their arguments, a lot of the tech people's arguments is that we are no different, that we also just train on everything that we see. Legion Bladers, hello, welcome in, welcome in! There's also gonna be the cost of entry. We forget eventually they're gonna capitalize on the software and code. So I feel like there'll be a gap between bad, good, and great. Yeah, true, 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 true. Thank you, Legion Blader, for following. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Hopefully it's not gonna be Singularity. That's the biggest, yeah. Let's not have a Terminator situation, right? That would be the scariest idea. But you're definitely right about the paywalling. Like, we are already seeing that now. The paywalling is crazy because they branded themselves on democratizing everything and making it accessible to everyone and making it like so that, you know, artists couldn't gatekeep. And now it's like, oh, you're making a ton of money off of this though. And what was non-profit is now 100% changed to for-profit. Good job, guys. Hang on, I'm just catching up here. Considering they're not going to use content creators' videos for training, it's going to go far, but fortunately they could only have it under the creator's consent. On YouTube anyway. Yeah, on YouTube anyway. It's all kind of free because they're using the data. Yeah, using the data while charging. It's crazy. We are different though, we can forget things, choose what information to use, and retain. That's true. Yeah, they can't make decisions, that's a good point. But that will change. Yeah, no, it's definitely changing. One example is like, okay, so I don't like to generate anything, right? I don't use GPT or any art generation or whatever. The only time I tried touching anything related was recently. I was trying to make a video and I just wanted subtitles, right? That's basically it. I just wanted subtitles. So I decided to try using CapCut, which is known for its subtitles, and it used to be a free feature, and now it's paid. So it's like, why? Zephy Sonas, hello, welcome in. So it's like, you know, you said that this was democratizing everything. You said that this would be accessible to everybody. And now that you've gotten everyone into it, now you've put everything under a paywall while taking all the data. Oh, okay, awesome. When it comes to ArtStation and other related platforms, it's mind-boggling why they would use artwork from other artists to train AI without the consent. I don't even know what happened to ArtStation. ArtStation went downhill so quickly. ArtStation is probably my biggest disappointment in the art industry because it used to be the home for industry connection, and it used to be so professional, right? I don't know what happened with ArtStation. Just like most things, greed. Yeah, true. Singularity is a hypothetical. Yeah. What are my thoughts on the CapCut AI caption tool? That's what I'm saying, right? That's what I was saying. Is like, it's the only form of AI that I tried to use. And then it was like, oh, it's a paid feature. And a lot of people are really upset about it because they said, well, okay, you made something that would have been really great for accessibility, right? To make it easier for disabled people to be able to read the captions. And now that you've put it behind a paywall, you've kind of taken a very ableist stance in a way. Because you had this thing where you were basically branding your tool on how easy it was to use and how it was so accessible to everybody, and then you took it away from them. I had to find an alternative captioner. Zephy Sonas, do you know of one? Because I'm still looking for one. I'm just like, I don't want to pay CapCut. That doesn't seem like a good company to support, really. But I also don't have $300 for DaVinci's studio mode. Zephy, if you got an alternative, please let me know. I'd really love to hear that. What Lillian brings up is a critical point. The ability to trim information is vital to becoming really, truly intelligent. AI is going to be overgrown fruit tree unless it can compare itself. That's true, yeah. I think the scariest thing is if it gets smart enough to do that, I guess. I use an extension plugin for Final Cut, Mac only. Oh, okay, darn. Yeah, so sadly I'm not on the Apple side of things. I'm gonna have to try to find something. There must be companies that want to compete with CapCut, right? I would imagine anyway. But yeah, that's like, the captions is one of their premium features now, and I was trying to see if it was just me, but there were a lot of people that were upset about it, and they were like, no, this used to be something that was free, and then you changed it. They better. Yeah, it's crazy. They have way too much power. The fortunate thing is I've been using the caption AI tools for a long time during early days before it got cut under paywall. Yeah. I don't know, color me optimistic. AI is driven by speculation and venture capital. It can't grow sustainably. I predict a crash like the .com bubble. Honestly, I would be happy. I want to be careful about my words because I know that I don't have the same opinion as everyone. I would not mind. I would not mind if that happened. Man, how did the .com bubble thing happen? Because, I mean, alright, remind me. I'm rusty on this. Because I know that there was a bubble, and then how did we move forward from that? Its development will kind of ebb and flow. I mean, yeah, I think it's one of those things right now where it's like, it's what do you call it? It's a buzzword, right? It's probably like the biggest word of the year. But it just kind of is like, it feels different because it can build on itself in a way, which is kind of freaky. And the other thing is, like I was saying before, with the generation, like for every one video, Snowfox, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the glow sticks. I really appreciate it. Thank you. With the generation, for every one video that a content creator can make, someone else can press a button and make 1,000. From the paywall, CapCut's pretty good, but the second complaint is the program is whack. Whenever you try to do something, it undoes another thing. Oof, that's annoying. Sounds glitchy. I just thought about the overgrown fruit tree AI. I realized I'm describing Gladys. Oh my gosh. Everything rushed into it, gold rush. Then it hit the top of the old logistic curve, investors panicked, people lost money, and it crashed. Same thing happens all the time. Okay, that makes sense, yeah. When you later find out how she came to be is an existential horror scenario. I haven't played Portal in a while. I played Portal 2 with a friend, but I don't remember the exact storyline direction. Astra says once AI is no longer free, it's definitely going to slow down. I hope so, but I'm also kind of like, there's a lot of people that you can convince to pay $30 a month that will quote-unquote be life-changing for them. So, I don't know. Maybe Lillian's right that there's gonna be a crash. Maybe the real concerning part is the biggest companies using it. I don't know. I just feel like the social, the social playground is just gonna be so inundated with things, and I'm not really sure how I feel about, like, the fake accounts. We are now embracing the bots, and we are now encouraging the bots, and now we are going to build our own bots to pretend to be content creators. I don't know, that's a weird one to me. I hope you were doing well too, Astra, thank you so much. I was thinking about you yesterday, because Pride and Prejudice Pride and Prejudice was on, and I was like, oh, this is Astra's thing. Is Hatsune Miku AI? Hatsune Miku is a different type. Like, yes, technically there are AI tools being used, but Hatsune Miku has a singular voice actress who has been, like, you know, agreed, compensated, works with, etc., etc. Like, a lot of the voice actors and actresses for a lot of the Vocaloids actually really love Vocaloid and are actually huge fans of it. I forget which one, but the Vocaloid with the blue scarf, his voice actor absolutely loves that Vocaloid. And there's jokes about it all the time. So it's a little bit different because there's a consent and a camaraderie to it where there's a lot of respect for the artists and creators. The bots are gonna be a disaster, no one wanted them. Right? Like, the whole thing was we were trying to prevent bots, and now we're adding more? I don't really get it. I got some stuff down yesterday, but unfortunately did not do gesture drawing from Mark Brunet course. Hopefully later today I'll eventually get to it. Yeah, I mean, take everything slowly. It's hard to do everything at once, right? The creator of Gladys kept adding more secondary AI to her until she became insane for deliberately induced schizophrenia. Oh my gosh. Jeez. That sounds like a Valve storyline, if anything. I think Blue Scarf is Kaido. Thank you, Astra, yeah. So, I saw something where, Kaido's voice actor absolutely loves Kaido. I used a time machine to go back in my memory. Thank you, Astra. So there's definitely a much bigger level of respect with Hatsune Miku. Hatsune Miku even had an outfit, that was really, really cool. She had wings, right? Kind of like my wings. She had wings, and on one wing, it was all built out of art supplies. It was all built out of, like, markers and papers and rulers and all the traditional work. And on the other side, it was built out of musical instruments. And it was this symbolic representation that Miku could not exist without all of the talented artists and creators and musicians behind her. So I thought that that was really, really heartwarming and really inspiring. So I do see it as something very, very different, where there's a huge acknowledgement of all the work and talent that goes into that. Asian dude, hello, welcome in, welcome in! Thank you, Vine Fox, I appreciate the stars, thank you! Like mayonnaise? What, like mayonnaise? No! Because I use the word instrument, stop that, Talon. So yeah, I think Hatsune Miku is definitely different. And it's also a lot more collaborative, right? Like, there's a lot of different people, who work with Hatsune Miku. And it definitely is a lot of hard work to work with a Vocaloid, right? It's not just, generation and pressing a button. I mean, it is in some way, but it's different. It's different. In my opinion, anyway. I think it's also a matter of that being an entire culture, and there's different, like, rules of morals, and there's different sort of, like, unspoken rules and respect and everything. So yeah, I respect Hatsune Miku. But yeah, I mean, like, So in terms of like standing out, what do you guys think would be the best ways to stand out as a content creator? Or as a viewer? Like, what do you guys like seeing that differentiates everything? And if you're a content creator, what are you going to do to, you know, speak above the masses, so to speak? What about horseradish? You guys are ridiculous. I think for me, it's going to be a matter of trying to find things that sort of take a different angle on subject matter, right? So if I do art tutorials, for example, I want to be able to use art tutorials that combine subjects that an AI wouldn't be familiar with. Or, you know, it's not something generic. It's not something you're just going to find in an art textbook, for instance. Bunnies, thank you for following. Is it alright if I just call you bunnies? My mascot is a bunny. It feels a bit odd. When you say standing out, I remember Powerline from the Goofy movie. Something that's just different, everyday things feel the same, yeah. And that's the thing, right? Like, everyday things are gonna feel the same because everything is going to get trained on what's already out there. So you have to really figure out what you are doing that's different. And a lot of people were saying, you're gonna have to play risks, right? You're gonna have to do things that are more unconventional and are kind of seen as weird and are kind of seen as, like, not really catering to the norms. You're going to have to do things that are taking a bit of a risk, because it has to be enough of a risk to figure out, you know, how to shout above the noise. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm repeating myself a little bit. You love bunnies? A little bit confused on the name there. But yeah, so I think for myself, I want to try finding different angles to things that haven't really been spoken about. Like, one thing I was talking about is there's tons of videos on personal branding, right? You guys know I have a huge passion for personal branding. And there's tons of videos on VTubing or being an artist. But rarely do I see the two interact. Rarely do I see the two mix around as, like, you know, how does personal branding work for VTubing, or how does personal branding work for being an artist? Because it's gonna have to be more than just art style, right? We're able to just generate, you know, style of Bobby Chiu, style of Loish, style of Da Vinci. So it's gonna have to go beyond that. It's gonna have to be your personal touch in everything you do. I like seeing your personal interaction. The reason we glom onto your content is because of you. There could be a billion prismatic celestial kitsunes. There's only one Starlight Akari. Thank you, Dual Thrones. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love bunnies too. I have a bunny tattoo. Nice. And in Celtic lore, they're really symbolic, right? Wolf Titan, hello, welcome in, welcome in. How's everything going? Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I'm still trying to really work on the person. Like, I can talk to you guys, and I have fun talking to you guys, but I'm trying to learn, like, you know, reaching out to people. What kind of what kind of is the thing that sets people apart? I agree, personal interaction and taking risks. I think human artists should embrace making mistakes. Perfection is uncanny and boring. A big part of what makes AI unappealing. Fox is getting the stars. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I probably should say that I'm not currently adding more people to the Chibi lineup, because that was a December thing. But I do really, really appreciate the stars in general. Thank you. It really helps sort of, like, create hype and excitement for the stream, I think. So thank you so much. And there are some, I'm hoping there might be some events where that kind of like really, really helps. I don't know yet. I don't know. I know that there's been some events in the past like that, but I haven't really gotten to try them because that was sort of when I was going through the whole, like, debut tech fuddles. So hopefully we can take advantage of those. Hello, Socks! Welcome in, welcome in! Snowfox started, I just helped. Well, I appreciate it either way, guys. Thank you. Yeah, I really think that doing something to stand out, either how you relay information or how you interact with people, is really what's gonna help. And I'm really hoping that that is something where, as VTubers, we do have a bit of an edge. Because I know that there's going to be, like, AI-run VTubers, but I'm hoping that it's going to be something that you can still distinguish. Because I'm someone who's very much on the visual side of things, So the way I usually try to distinguish myself is with imagery, but I also want to try to do it in other facets of life, and I'm not really sure what that's going to look like yet, but these are all things that I've been thinking about after watching that video of, like, you know, what are we doing going forward? What are we gonna do to really, to really put our mark on the map, so to speak? Just wanted to say I've always enjoyed your Just Chatting streams. They're comfy and insightful. Thank you, Astra. I appreciate it. I'm learning how to do Just Chatting, right? I still feel like I'm very new to it. I've not seen people talk about that and would love to know. Also, it's fun to see people's journeys and growth about it, too. I really love helping people with their own personalization. I think that's why I love personal branding so much, is, like, it really helps everyone who dives into it get into, like, a really deep dive into everything that they enjoy and are passionate about. People cannot help but change a thing merely by interacting with it. Even making a small alteration to something makes it distinctively a personal thing, because AI cannot replicate an impulse. Wait, I need to read that again. People cannot help but change a thing merely by interacting with it. People cannot help but change a thing merely by interacting with it. Making a small alteration to something makes it distinctively a personal thing, because AI cannot replicate an impulse. Are you talking about, like, the imperfections? Just so that I'm understanding? I'm not sure that I'm like, it sounds very good, but I'm not sure that I'm, like, 100% getting it in my head. I mean, I guess, yes, but also no. I told you guys that I'd have a hard time understanding it. I know not all of you are on Twitter, but I was writing that this is gonna be, like, a goal of mine this year, to just learn to sort of relax and have fun and like, embrace the Just Chatting and embrace the streams and really have fun with the community, but I'm still, like, trying to figure out a lot of it, if I'm being honest. A major issue with AI is that it converges and duplicates similar ideas. It is bad at actual creativity. Okay. I think that's what makes it so hard, right? Is, like, every time that you think that you've done something creative, it's like, there's so many times where it's like, oh, you find out it's been done already. It's very hard to try to figure out those little keys, right? It's like copying someone's homework. It's similar, but not the same. If you're okay, I think I got what you're saying. They might change a certain word or phrase, but that's about it. Yeah, that's fair. I'm like, I'm still learning. I'm still learning all of these things. I'm so tied into the visuals of things that I haven't learned how to, like, understand the non-visual side of things, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm kind of rambling right now, but I hope I'm making, I hope I'm being logical in any form of the matter. I'm still learning how to not be so focused on, how to not be so focused on projects, I guess? How to not be so focused on, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Yeah. You can look at line work and decide what you want it to be. AI cannot see a thing from outside of the thing. It can't see, it doesn't have an artist's brain. If you yoink and twist, it's still not original? Creative maybe, but not original, but we have to accept that. Okay. Okay. I see AI is copying everyone's homework and mashing the answers together. But what if we get to a point where people aren't caring? What if we get to a point where people don't really mind if it's just being all mashed together? Right? Isn't that the main thing, is, like, human condition, if the human cares about it or not? Like, that's why I brought up the Gen Beta thing, right? If that's what they're used to seeing, then isn't that just sort of gonna become natural for them? Something I just thought of, if you want to have a younger character look more mature, you would make the jaw more large and muscular. I thought about this whenever I think of Naruto. Yes, that is true. That is a thing when drawing people. Yes. It'll be natural. Older people struggle with changing mental sets. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm saying, right? Luna's Ultima, hello, welcome in, and welcome to IRIAM. I hope you're enjoying your stay on IRIAM so far. Nice to meet you. If they become lazy, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Am I Etherean? I am not Etherean. I am indeed a kitsune through and through. That would be more like a spirit, right? Well, okay, I am a spirit, but I'm not, like, I don't really have, like, How do you tell a fox that they are a fox? Therian is more when it's, like, your spiritual side, right? That it's, like, different from your external side, but my external side and my spiritual side are kind of the same here. I wonder how much people would be upset if I asked AI to make drawing a banana. Wouldn't that be ridiculous yet quite a story to tell? I don't really know why it would be a story. I thought of whenever I see Naruto from the beginning of the series and when he become Hokage. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's definitely different facial features that you can accentuate when a character gets older. Also the whole thing with, like, the Bambi style, right? The baby syndrome, making all of your facial features closer together. Maybe our generation won't be as bad with change since we're in a world that is changing more rapidly every day. Yeah, that's true. Definitely things changing. Luna's Ultimate, thank you for following. Thank you. That's a problem for sure. You can't have a love for artisanship unless it is deliberately instilled from the start. Unfortunately, it takes decades of very deliberate, exhaustive work. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, what are we doing to humanity, man? But, I think someone was saying that, like, human-made art is gonna be seen as, like, cool and retro and vintage. I hope that sticks. I'm not sure if Gen Beta will be completely AI washed. Humans collectively have certain tendencies. Every generation has deviance. That's true, yeah. Man, wouldn't that be crazy if, like, the most counterculture thing you could do is to support human creativity? Hear me now, hello, welcome in, Happy New Year! Thank you so much for the glow sticks! Oh my gosh! Hear me, thank you! How's everything? How are you doing? And welcome in, Emma, hello! Happy New Year! How's everything going? Congratulations again on the Animate event, that is super cool. There are also current cases going on surrounding Gen AI and copyright. I'm sure the outcome of those cases would have an impact. That's true, yeah. I wonder how that's gonna work, right? Like, with governments and stuff? That's gonna be interesting. Doing great, how are you? Happy New Year to you, too. Thank you, Emma. Just want to spread New Year's cheer and doing good. Please take care. Thank you, Himi. I really appreciate you stopping in. Thank you. I respond, it's just a banana, then could you make a better banana drawing? And what if people will just say it looks like any other banana? B. Irwin, I'm kind of confused on the direction you're going with here. We're communicating on a platform designed for a subculture that was unthinkable to Gen X. And arguably to most millennials. True, fair enough. If they're smart, they should say no. We are permitting humanity to rot through the power of laziness. Making it a better, higher standard to gain people to aspire to it is a hard, thankless work. True, but I feel like we should try. I don't know. Like, I'm never gonna be the type of person who can just go to a government and be like, hey, I think this is unethical, or hey, you know, copyright stuff, listen to me, blah, blah, blah. You have to be, like, really high up in the art chain to be able to even have a semblance of doing anything like that. I know, name. Not Loish, Carla Ortiz. Carla Ortiz is probably one of the people fighting the hardest for regulations, and she is one of the character designers for Marvel. Like, that's how big in the space you have to be. Humans in modern society just want to experience something. We're bored and want to find something different, even if the change is only slightly from the base. Interesting. Off topic, I read anyone born from 2025 onward is known as Generation Beta. That's what I've been saying. That's what I was saying before. Yeah. But anyway, so, like, my point with the copyright thing, right, is, like, I can't never, like, do legislation. They're not gonna listen to a fox. But I think that it should be something where I do try to, like Dual Throne said, right? Try to instill a love of craft. A love of work and importance of focus on the self, focus on the spiritual self. Someone was mentioning Therians earlier. If that works for you, if that is close to you, then definitely, you know, support that. But I think that really, like, diving into identity, not just identity that you pick up from social media, right? Like, really diving deep with things and embracing what makes what we have so special. I think that honing in on that is more important than ever. And that's sort of the reason that I just adore personal branding, is because it's one of the areas where I can do everything that really focuses on the depth of, you know, who I am, who anyone else is, who you are, right? Starlight Akari 2040. I also can't help think of AI as first world phenomenon. Humanity is not confined to one culture or region. That's true. Yeah, very true, right? These are definitely, like, first world issues, first world problems, 100%. A thought of electing Kanye West. I can see it. It may seem like a new Dark Age sometimes, but Dark Ages weren't so dark if you lived outside Europe. That's true. Stinks Pinterest allows users to upload AI, which can make it hard for VTubers when making mood boards for art commissions. Yeah, I have seen some people who are saying things like, oh, if I get a client who gives me an AI art mood board, I'll refuse them. I won't work with them. And I'm like, you're playing a pretty risky game. Like, I understand why you're trying to do it to show that it's unethical, but they're just gonna go to someone else who will accept it. I don't really if you can avoid it, then yeah, good for you. If you can make a mood board that doesn't use AI, then, you know, I definitely support you in that. But I think that denying a client because they have AI in a mood board is just gonna sort of hurt your client base, because you're not gonna get the respect for that you hope you will, you know? I think most of my clients have given me AI mood board stuff. We should try, but I'm 41. I come from the age of analog reality. Everything was handmade to a degree. I treasure artisanship because it's my entire life, a brick and mortar foundation. Yeah. And that's the thing, right? Like, as someone who does digital work, I am told constantly that what I'm doing is no different than the AI, that it's not handmade, that the computer is doing it for me, right? Like, that's something we've heard for years. I know that the traditional artists were angry at the digital artists because they said, you know, you guys are basically AI. You guys are taking our jobs and the computer is doing all the work for you. And then it's like, okay, but as we, you know, as we sort of learned about digital art, we realized that it is basically what the traditional artists are doing, and a digital artist can do traditional work, right? That's the difference. A digital artist can make traditional work. Then they're not feeling how the arts are made. Yeah. Oh, didn't mean to touch that. I'm trying to scroll here. No heart, no soul. Yeah. I feel the best thing is to work with the AI. It doesn't need to generate the whole image. Huh? Also, Mass Effector, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Use it right off the bat, but you use it to make concepts, but not directly. Probably what's going to help you beat the competition. I am not... Yeah, AI are bad, exactly. I am not a fan as an illustrator. I've mentioned this before. The only form of AI art that I have used, quote unquote, is something where it's already been generated and it's on Pinterest or something. And as somebody who is wanting to improve their rendering, I may look at it to learn how to render better, right? Because what is the AI best at? It's best at technical ability. It's best at improving technical things. So that's sort of the only time where I ever really seen it not ethical, but like, what do you call it? Not passable. What's the, I don't know. It's the less of all the evils of it, right? If we as artists have to compete with the AI, then we are going to have to improve our technical ability. So looking at stuff that has already been generated, right? The environment's already been impacted, it's already been done, it's already there. You're not adding to it, but you are trying to learn technical rendering ability from it. And I'm not saying that you should, take it, like, fully, because it still does a lot of things wrong, but I'm saying that if it's there and it's helping you learn to be a better painter, then I understand that, in the same way that I've seen people who sort of do, you know, a better version of a redraw type of deal. Not here for Gen AI, but AI is utilized in situations like warehouse sorting, that there are different types of AI, and I think people would be surprised to know. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, all of my gripe is generative. All of my gripe is on the generative stuff. Streamlining creative process using AI means it's not your creativity anymore, it's a crutch. Yeah. Again, like, the only thing that I would ever, have is just, like, adding it to a reference of being better for technical improvement, right? It's the only time where I see it as making sense. And again, not generating it yourself, just if it's already there and you're trying to figure out, like, I don't know, wood texture rendering, right? And the reason that, yeah, and not passing it off as your own, right? Like, being very open about it. And the reason that okay, backtrack. But Star, why wouldn't you just grab a picture of a plank of wood and then study from that? Because it might already be in, like, a stylized thing. Because if it's, like, you know, trained off of another artist or another million artists, right? Then like, let's say it's done, like, in the style of Studio Ghibli, right? Someone is like, I'm looking for this wood piece in the style of Studio Ghibli. And it's closer than what is already in the Studio Ghibli movies. Then looking at it to sort of understand the way to stylize a technical rendering so that you can be better, so that you can better compete with it, I think is the only time where I could see it making sense. I don't generate anything myself. I never want to. Odd comparison, AI is just a fast copy and print machine that has slight randomness. Human is up late at night hearing colors and trying to make sense of chaos in their thoughts. Very true. Very true. Mass Effector, I want to, like, put the disclaimer out here because you, came in here as we're, like, already in the middle of the discussion. I am basically bringing this all up, not to defend AI, but to actually ask, like, how we can best stand out from it, because social media is going to get really, really crazy and inundated with it. So as a creative, as an illustrator who does everything by hand, as a self-incarnated VTuber that you see here, I was using it more to ask, like, how are we best going to compete with it? How are we best going to stand out from it? How are we best going to stay original and stay human, right? I wanted to reiterate that because I know that you came in a bit later after I had already, like, aired my grievances about my frustrations with it, so I didn't want you to think that I was supporting it or anything. Start hearing colors and seeing sounds, creativity will start flowing. I mean, I can sometimes, like, if I like close my eyes for an extended period of time, I can, like, start getting the imagery, but I actually have a really, really weak, what do they call it? Visualization. I actually have very weak visualization. I have to use references on a lot of different things. I will necromancer a previous comment. The only way to instill the analog foundation into beta is to keep him off social media until high school. Unfortunately, we know that's probably never gonna happen. But yeah, I have very, very bad, visual, internal visual. It's not, that would normally be called, like, aphantasia. It's not full aphantasia. It's like, it's just very fuzzy. I don't know if you guys have ever seen, there's, like, this test where there's 5 pictures of an apple from like, you know, 1 to 5, and it gets clearer and clearer and clearer as you go, and the first one starts at, like, you know, just this gray blob, or like a, you know, and then it goes to, like, black silhouette, and then it goes to, like, solid color silhouette, and then stylized, and then photorealistic. I'm probably somewhere in the middle. I think, like, red silhouette is probably where my, visual library is. Like you said, with Flow and Inkblock, those are new social media platforms for artists. You said that they were not supporting it and not a lot of people making content in the platform, so it's a great start to get moving. Art Flow and Ink Block. I think I know what you're talking about. Here's the apple, now here's a bite out of the apple. Parents can choose to do it, nothing stops them, true. No, true, it's just one of those things where, like, it'll make things harder. For people who, like, the difference is gonna be rough. But, yeah, the only problem with those art sites, and I've seen this for years, right? This sad situation about those art sites is you're never going to be able to get the same feeling that you got back on something like DeviantArt, right? Because DeviantArt was early internet before a lot of social media, so those art sites that are trying to replicate DeviantArt is not going to get the same audience that DeviantArt had. You're not going to get the people who aren't artists themselves joining those platforms anymore like you did with DeviantArt. You're studying to be a graphic designer? That's awesome, Snowfox. What kind of graphic design are you interested in? Can't put the genie back in the bottle, but you can toss the bottle off a cliff. Oh my gosh, Lillian. And Dad H, dude, thank you for the stars. Thank you, thank you. Thank you everyone for sending stars so far. Old DeviantArt hits so different. I was on DA before high school. It was inspirational to me as an artist. It's so I do miss, like, that feeling. But it's sad because, like, people who try to replicate it, it's never gonna work the same way because the audience has shifted. The only way an art website works is by getting enough people who are not artists, right? In the same way, like with content creation, right? The only way that a platform like IRIAM works is if you have a lot of people who are not VTubers, who like to watch VTubers. So it's sort of the same situation. You don't have enough people on those art platforms who want to consume art. You just get a lot of artists who miss the old days of DeviantArt. Is the reason why the site's called DeviantArt, it's not a site for every artist, you're on for every audience, yeah. You don't know yet? That's totally fine. I mean, you've definitely got time to, like, experiment and switch things around. Do you know, like, even, like, what industry? Not industry, like, style, I guess? If I was pursuing graphic design, because I have, like, a half degree in graphic design, I would probably want to be doing it for, like, logos, or market branding, or things like, maybe toys, maybe toy work, toy packaging. Gotta get ready for work, take care. Alright, thank you so much, Kelly's Alchemist, I appreciate you stopping by. I heard the term shadow artist, makes me think of that. Oh, interesting. Spend a while teaching someone how to safely work with the genie instead of letting the genie be the person's teacher, yeah. I'll just keep hanging out in forums and hoping for the collapse of the app-centric net. If forums are still around, then I'm happy. I've seen people who do, like, they're making their own websites in NeoCities, which is, like, a modern way of trying to recreate GeoCities. I think that's really cool. Websites are so expensive nowadays, it's crazy. That's why I'm wondering, like, I can't really afford a website, but I could probably recreate a card site, and I could probably try starting up a newsletter. Because people would see newsletters outside of social media. Digital art are video game developers. Like, someone might not create their own art, but are passionate about supporting artists and creatives. Yeah, absolutely. Or things like, Dungeons and Dragons players, right? Really, really passionate about the art field in Dungeons and Dragons, I think. And yeah, definitely game developers, for sure. Game developers, I think a lot of them know that they are more likely to be selling games that are not using AI. I think that there are industries that are very much respectful of artists and want to keep it that way. One of the reasons that I stay within the VTubing side is because I know that VTubers as a whole are really, really about respecting artists and not, like, intentionally not wanting to use AI, right? Not all of them. I've seen a lot of, like, generated avatars and things like that. But a lot of VTubers really, really want to support handmade and work with artists, which I really, really like. It's one of the very few industries that still has that. VTubers, Dungeons and Dragons, the furry fandom, and game developers, I feel like those are the few areas that still really, really want to support the arts. There are not many left, but they keep the dream alive. Man, I remember when I used to be on LiveJournal for ages. That's probably the standard solution. I just like throwing things off cliffs. Imagine a dedicated art group uses a dead server as their hangout. How would you do that? How would you do? I'm not really sure what you mean. Do you mean like if an art group was just to like revive a LiveJournal page? I mean, I guess. I think it's like what Lillian said. Like, there are gonna be some groups that are still doing that kind of thing. I was part of Pokemon collecting group a long time ago, and it started on LiveJournal, and then they moved over to Facebook, and now they've moved over to DeviantArt. So they kind of sort of jumped around as the years went on. I would die inside if anyone was to read my old LiveJournal. Dead Asian Dude, thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. Only reason a game company would want to use AI if they want to use intellectual property of other franchise without the consent, like Palworld. Palworld, I'm not gonna get into too much, but I think that there were actual assets from Pokemon on there. You know Wix? It's a website. You can make a website. So, okay, I actually did use Wix for the longest time. But I couldn't afford it anymore. And I know that there's free versions, but the free versions, unfortunately, like, did not allow me to do what I needed because it won't, you can't have your own domain. You have to pay to be able to use your own domain, and I couldn't afford it because having your own domain is very expensive. So, Wix, I think, charges like $20 a month to keep your own domain, and Card charges like $20 a year. So, I'm debating on setting that up at some point. Card can't be nearly as intense as a Wix site, and I do have dreams to someday make a really immersive, intensive site, but for now, I should probably cut my losses and just, like, get something done, right? Phone dying, chaos committed. Hope the stream goes well. Thank you so much, Lillian. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I appreciate you I appreciate you sticking around and hanging out with us. Yeah, I would like to use some sort of website maker, but they've gotten so expensive. I see AI as being good at creating quick drafts to visualize an idea, but that work still has to be finalized by humans and liked by humans. Yeah, that's true. Phone's on fire. Yeah, IRIAM can be a bit heavy, I'm not gonna lie. IRIAM can be a little bit of a heavy load platform. If your phone needs to rest, then that is totally okay. I understand that. My phone's a little bit on fire. Well, a little bit is better than a lot, right? A lot of us founding streamers actually bought a specific case that has a fan in the back, just so that our phones don't, like, overheat and die. I'm sorry, guys. How to turn on fan, phone heat is saturating my hands, oh my gosh. The average smartphone could be a campfire. No, actually, though. Wait, I'm curious. I'm gonna try this right now, and you guys let me know if you can hear this. If I turn this on... Can you hear that at all? I'm wondering if that... Wait, is it... I can't even tell if it's actually working, so I guess not. You can hear it a little, really? Wait, can you really? Because I can't even hear it. You can hear a ring? I mean, I clicked something, but can you hear anything after that? Nope. Yeah, we all have, a lot of us have phone cases with fans in the back for this reason. So I just the click, yeah. The click I could understand being audible, but I don't think the fan itself, let me see. I can't see that far behind me, in front of me, whatever. Music and a little noise. So you can hear it a tiny bit, right? My iPhone 12 Pro Max can get a lot of fire. Well, I mean, I guess if you're ever stranded in the wilderness, then you've got a solution, right? Yeah, I'm not... You guys also might be hearing, the computer as well. Sounds like spinning? Okay, so you guys can hear the fan, right? Alright. That is good to know. That is good to know. Because I hadn't turned it on before, so I wasn't sure if it was, I wasn't sure if it was audible or not. Just watch IRIAM, don't call for help. I'd install IRIAM on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. I don't want you guys to, like, catch your phones on fire. That's the only thing, right? Ideally. Yeah, it is a bit intensive, right? Because of the whole zero latency thing, I'm sure that that's probably what is making everything work really hard. But I do like the zero latency thing. I think that we have had some pretty cool interaction because of zero latency. 15 Pro Max is better. Man, I can't keep up anymore. I have what works and I have what functions. It better be. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. So, as I was saying earlier, it is Thursday. Are you guys doing anything for the weekend? As for myself, I'm probably gonna try working on some client work that I owe. some older client work. But it's exciting. I'm gonna be doing full VTuber design, which I haven't actually had a commission before for yet, so I'm really excited for that. I'm still on PTO? Nice. I own an Android. Yeah, I'm personally more on the Android side. Battery dies very slowly on 15 than 12. How much of a difference does it make? I mean, that's not super different, right? Maybe I'll continue working on Sapphire's character course. Oh yeah, how's that going? Wait, are you, Talon, are you currently watching that course while you're working on the game dev? Is that sort of going hand in hand? Also, I feel like the phone mirroring is working so much better than it has in the past, so maybe I don't need to, like, be doing recordings, because I hate that the silly iPhone has, like, a red dot every time. I don't know why, it just does. You can't get rid of it. I looked up how to get rid of that little red dot when you're recording on iPhone stuff, and it said that the only solution is to own a Mac. Like, I don't own a Mac. I don't usually use Apple at all. What do you mean I have to have a Mac to avoid that? Why do you have a little red dot in the corner? I've never heard of anything doing that. To be honest, haven't been doing it, but since this is a new year, I want to make a new version for the model. It'd be a great opportunity. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I honestly want to make a character course at some point, too. I feel like I have a lot of information on VTuber character design that I just, like, would love to package at some point. Maybe in, I don't know, maybe in a course, maybe in YouTube videos. That's probably, like, a pipe dream type thing. I've got so many things to do, but I do want to, at some point, really hone down on making, like, informative type VTuber content. 15 has 30% larger battery than 12, so it dies slower. Oh, okay. Maybe a Big Mac. I use Apple since my entire family and work uses Apple. Yeah, it's kind of a hard ecosystem to avoid, I think. I'm the outsider. I'm the only one who uses Android, but then on IRIAM, I have a dedicated one. But it was one of those, like, you know, super refurbished 6 years ago, extremely cheap things, and I'm like, I just want something dedicated. If something dies, I want to be able to utilize it. Yeah, exactly. Better Face ID. Because here's the funny thing. I got this, like, super cheap, refurbished, used, whatever iPhone, and I don't use it as my main device. And I only ever use it for the face tracking. And I thought that I was going to need it when I first started VTubing. And I've had it for 3 years. And only this year did I actually start using it because I finally went live 2D. But I hadn't used it for literally years. I use Android. I'm the only member of my family who isn't constantly having phone problems. I know, right? Oh my gosh, you're so right about that, though, Dual Thrones. That's so accurate. Yeah, there's so many problems with, there's so many, like, problems and glitches and things, and Android just doesn't give me any of those issues. Also, customization. I'm very big on customization. I love how iPhone tried to, like, announce customization, and then everyone thought that it was, like, this cool new revolutionary thing, and then Android users are like, where have you guys been? It's been, like, a decade. You can normally tell it uses Apple for versus Android for face tracking, yeah. So I'm not actually sure on IRIAM if it's any different, but, you know, might as well just have something that can sort of stay set up. iOS 18 is lagging. I stay iOS 17. I'm kind of nervous about how, like, as more things get updated, it's just going to get worse over time. Like, I think Crony from Hololive made a post being like, never update to Windows 11! And I'm like, eventually we're going to be forced to. Apple's growing trees, Androids are- oh, you mean phones. I want to switch to Android, but Mom and Talon refuses to switch from iPhone. There's conspiracy theories iPhone will intentionally ruin your device to promote getting more. Yeah, I can definitely believe that, honestly. What is it called? Planned obsolescence. It's not even a conspiracy theory, it's a thing. Planned obsolescence is legitimately a thing. Join the Android side, yeah, exactly. Apple's playing catch-up in software, too many investments in share buybacks. It's so crazy that they have, like, a new feature, quote-unquote, and it's, like, something Android's had for years, but then all of the Apple fanboys act like it's the most unique, innovative thing they've ever seen. I saw they brick their iPhone when they update to 18, oof. And to be fair, you know, I can't entirely, give Android a full pass. All of the, updates and things are now, like, forcing AI tools on us, too, which I'm not really a fan of. That's one of the reasons I haven't really upgraded any new devices, is because I don't want any of the AI features that are built in now, right? Like, it's one thing to have annoying features, it's another for it to be, like, physically embedded into the hardware. Which Android would you recommend where you could, the one where you could flip the screen? Isn't the one where you could flip the screen, like, the most expensive? I think I looked into that at one point. The one where you can flip the screen is like, extra pricey. Phones are developing slowly for iOS or Android. The only thing that forces me to upgrade is battery degradation. Yeah, exactly. Like, there hasn't really been any updates that are really encouraging anyone to change what is going on. Like, they're not really coming up with anything innovative. M4 iPad Pro bricked on iOS 18 too. What the heck is wrong with 18? Jeez. That is not good. M4 Pro, that is an expensive device. Which model would be best for Android? Android flip phone, easy to break. Yeah, that's true. It's sad because I kind of liked the idea behind it in the sense that it reminded me of a Game Boy SP. I liked the nostalgia of it looking like a Game Boy SP, and I've seen a lot of people actually decorate theirs to look like a Game Boy SP. Publix Pebble, hello, welcome in, and welcome to IRIAM. I see that you were new to IRIAM, so I hope you were enjoying your time here so far. Hello, welcome. I don't have any Android flip phone. Yeah, it's, I'm pretty sure it's pretty pricey. And unfortunately, what I have is the one where it includes a stylus, because, again, Illustrator here. And not enough people were utilizing styluses. So, you know, again, thanks, Apple. So, now the stylus is only available on the most expensive versions. And I'm not happy about that. Hello, hi, hello, Skull Smasher, how are you doing? Welcome in. It's time, grant me star power. I don't know what Apple did, but... yeah. I want an iPad Pro Mini. Pockets are big enough, I don't need a dedicated tablet. That's fair, yeah. I actually went the exact opposite way. recently, my community on the YouTube and Twitch side, they helped me out, getting the exact opposite of something mini. I have, like a standalone sort of tablet now, and it's really, really, really big. But it allows me to get work done when I'm not feeling great. So, it's been a huge lifesaver, honestly. I'm very, very grateful to them for that. But it's been a really, really great experience if I'm not feeling good to still be able to get work done, still be able to work on like client stuff. So, that's been extremely appreciated. Fine Fox, congratulations on the star! Thank you, thank you! Other than Apple doing something wrong, how are you? I'm doing alright, Skull Smasher. We mainly had a big discussion about, like, the future of social media and AI and all that kind of stuff, and how we are going to be able to, like, combat it and everything. Because I'm an illustrator, right? I'm an illustrator and a content creator. That kind of stuff is constantly on my mind. And I was thinking about it because I watched a video earlier where they were basically saying that it is going to be more, saturated than ever. And if you want to be on YouTube, if you want to be a YouTube content creator, like, this is the year that you're going to have to really buckle down. AI is going to be overused in big companies 100%. Oh, 100%, yeah. But it's like, you know, for every one video that a YouTuber can make, then someone else can press a button and output like 1,000 videos. So it's less going to be like there's still going to be a sense of humanity, but then, like, how do you get that seen? How do you get your humanity seen in the giant waves of slop, right? How do you sort of shout above the crowd and get noticed? It's a useful tool. People who fearmonger and insult are bad. I mean, I have my own opinions on it, personally. The challenge is gonna be if they can make it good. I'm sure they can, because it'll just be trained on, like, everyone else's stuff. And the main thing is that people won't be able to tell it apart. So what are you gonna do to be able to tell yourself apart, right? I think that's the main thing. It is gonna be overused, but how are you, as a content creator, going to, like, fight through the noise, basically? I'm still in the waiting room, therefore I can watch while I wait. Alright, Be Heroine. I'm wishing you the best with everything, too. But, yeah, it's, I don't know, it's something I've been thinking about recently, so I'm really trying to hone down on, you know, what makes us unique and what sets us apart, and that kind of thing. So that's sort of what I was talking about, is kind of going on a little bit of a rant on that. It's useful when used properly, not if it gets used every chance it gets. That's the thing, like, it's basically being used by every layman for everything. And I'm also getting a little bit concerned that people are being a little bit too reliant on it, right? Like, I think we really need to do better about getting children to stop using it to cheat in exams, please. Like, that's not, I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that one. I think we need to be more diligent about not using it to cheat. People are getting slow too. Some people believe AR videos are real. I have seen scary amounts of people believing things that really don't make sense. Like, a video where an owl is the size of a horse, and people ask where they can buy one. And they're not being sarcastic. And that's a problem. I need the answer, number 12, hurry up. I don't want to say dumb, but I mean, it's true. I mean, yeah, like, attention spans and everything. And it's just gonna get harder. Skull Smasher, I was talking about how the next generation, Generation Beta, they're going to be, AI nomads. They're never going to have known a life before it. And it's just not going to, it's not really gonna matter to them. It's not really something that they're going to, like, seek out the difference between something AI made or human made, right? It's just gonna be part of their daily lives, which is really freaky to think about. But yeah, I've seen videos of people who see, like, horse-sized owls, asking where they can get one, and people seeing, you know how if you were to, like, order chicks online, like baby chickens, like the little yellow birds, and they sometimes come in, like, this shoebox sort of setup, right? I saw a video where it was one of those, except instead of little baby yellow chicks, it was little baby unicorns. And people were asking where they could get the baby unicorns in the shoebox. That is... I love unicorns, but that is a bit much. Whenever everyone's using fully AI to make content, no one's special. The only ones that will stand out will use personality and actual voice, and that's when small brand deals come in. I completely agree with that, Talon. I completely agree. We millennials knew in life before smartphones, it'll be the same thing. Exactly. Exactly. Checking in again before heading from IKEA to Target. Nice! Target run. Truly not a fan of Apple products, John says. Yeah, I don't blame you at all. I'd ask that myself because I would assume they were toys. That's the thing, though. It didn't look like a toy. Like, it was moving. Like, it was a video. They were interacting with each other as if you saw, like, a video of puppies climbing all over each other. Smartphone increased the rate at which information was transferred. AI is now trying to do the thinking for you. Exactly. Alphaland, thank you for the close stick. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's exactly it, right? Like, everything's moving too fast. Everything is all, like, filled up with too much information. So how are you as a creator going to cut through it? It's going to have to be things like you said, a unique voice, a unique angle on things, you know, unique personality, being able to speak one-on-one with you guys. That's the other thing. People were saying that live streaming is going to be so critical to emphasizing that you are an individual, right? Live streaming is one of the very few safeguards that we have. Like, Neurosama is very clearly Neurosama, right? We don't really have to worry about being fooled on that end. As currently, live streaming cannot keep up in the same way, so that is a really good safeguard. Since it used to be that toy commercials depicted the toys as alive and moving, I would assume that was what's happening. I mean, okay, that's fair, but I don't know, the fur textures and everything, the ability to, like, open its mouth cleanly, the joints moving, I don't know. I mean, I guess the people could say that it was, a toy, but I don't know. Different direction, different points of view, yeah. I love how there are some YouTubers who try to replace themselves with AI, and look at how that worked, right? Like Quebblecop, that one just went completely downhill. I saw one thing that completely threw me off, and it's kind of what made me get into this spiral of like, okay, we're gonna have to work hard at this. I saw somebody who was doing, who posted an art YouTube tutorial made with AI, and then voiced with AI. I don't mean that the art was generated, I mean like the script was generated, and the voice was generated, and the editing was generated, right? And the entire video was about how you can't make money with commissions anymore. Yukio, hello. I don't think you were unfollowed. I'm not really sure. I don't know of any glitches or anything, but thank you for following, I appreciate it. Hopefully it's not gonna be like Twitter where it unfollows people. But Yukio, I hope you're doing well. I remember watching a few videos, popularity of retention editing is decreasing, and more authentic video with little to no editing is rising. Thank goodness, honestly, because that's easier to handle. I remember following you 2 streams ago. I definitely didn't do anything, I promise. I promise I didn't touch anything. I guarantee you I didn't touch anything, so I'm not really sure what happened there. Neurosama embraced the AI as a brand. People don't like cutting corners. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's a very, like, solid thing, right? There'll be a time when AI cannot be distinguished from reality other than by its content, such as unicorns and other fantastical elements. Exactly, right. And I mean, like, you know, the Lucinari, we do have some of those fantastical creatures, but it's in a different way, right? I don't have the realistic, ability to show off video on Earth in the same way. Very, very different. Not blaming you, guess it didn't save when I lost connection. Oh, maybe that was it? Like, if it was, like, in between something? I'm not really sure. But regardless, I promise you, I didn't force unfollow or anything. I appreciate having you here. Personally, as a creator and consumer of YouTube content, I prefer the kind that's not hyper-edited. That's always good to know. Thank you, Asian dude. I appreciate the head pats. Thank you. And congratulations on the star. For anyone who has one of the stars, I can get you a special Discord role. Thank you, Talon. And if you wanted to join the Discord, if you check my Twitter, which is on my bio here, the website link on the Twitter links to the Discord. I would love to see you in the Discord if that's something that you're interested in joining. That might be a bug. 2 weeks ago I did that when I was with another streamer, unfollowed and followed. Interesting, interesting. How's my favorite Kitsune sister? I'm doing alright. I'm sort of like airing my grievances with the AI. But I was looking at things on how to stand out, right? So I was saying that, this had been like a generated, like a lot of pieces generated with an art video, and then they were saying, they were saying that instead of doing commissions, that if you're a new artist, you can't succeed doing commissions, that you should just make YouTube videos on how to do art, even if you're not good at it. And I'm like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, you don't even have to be good at it, you just have to make a video that other people think is useful, and you'll make more money than doing commissions. And I'm like, what? And it was like, so much of it was AI generated too, and I'm like, what is this coming to? I had Star last month. Yeah, Dual Thrones. IRIAM, unfortunately, resets it monthly, so that everyone sort of gets a chance to be able to earn them and, like, work hard with them again. It's not my decision. It's like a monthly reset thing. But I'm not taking away any roles for it. If you got a role for it, then I am still, like, continuing the role, right? Sounds stupid, whoever said that doesn't know how artists work. That's the sad thing though, right? Because they actually were an artist. And it's interesting because, I saw one of their videos in the past, before they were doing the AI voiceover, and they were trying to teach something like anatomy. And a lot of the comments said, like, dude, why are you making this video? You're not good at anatomy yourself. Why are you teaching others this? This isn't actually, like, this isn't good teaching. These are not good skills. You need to improve your own work before you can teach others. And then this next video was basically about how you don't have to be good. You should just make a YouTube video where you try to teach others, whether you're experienced or not. And I'm like, what? No, I think that you need... I think you need to be experienced in your field before trying to teach others how to do something. That ruins the other artists. Exactly, exactly. If you're just passing on bad information, then you're just creating, like, more harm than good. But I don't think they cared. I think they were just after the YouTube views. What was the audience's reaction? It was very negative. The comments were very, like... It was 50-50. Some were like, wow, that's amazing. You're so helpful. I'm gonna try doing that. You've taught me everything I know. And others were like, why are you teaching something you don't know? Why are you using an AI voice? I miss when you tried, like, learning on your own instead of establishing yourself as a leader in the space without being one. And it was just, yeah, it was so weird. Ridley, hello. Why? Hey! Why? Oh yeah. People just want money, they don't care how they get it, money's more important. Yeah, specifically why I don't make educational content. I stay humble, I have the audience follow the journey. Exactly. Daily bonks, that's why. Goodness, Ridley. That's the thing, right? I mean, I've had a lot of people ask me to make tutorials, and I've told them, and I've said, like, I think that there's a lot of people who can do better tutorials than I can, and know how to teach the fundamentals and things like that. And they're like, no, I want you to do it anyway. And I'm like, okay, but I don't think I'm qualified to. But people who are not qualified and know they're not qualified and then teach others to make stuff that they're unqualified for, why? So my thing is, the reason that I shared that story is because I think that that is going to become larger than ever. I think that and I had a friend who kind of dealt with the same thing in their niche. They do things with, like, fashion and pattern design, right? And they were saying that they were buying things from a pattern designer that they thought the patterns might be AI because nothing lined up, and it output way more options than you would ever reasonably need. I think that a typical pattern has, like, maybe 4 sizes for something, and this pattern had 50, I don't think there's ever a reason to need 50 of something. So I think it's going to be... Ridley! I see you there, jeez. I think it's going to become more important than ever, to sort of like, you know, get away from that noise, because I think there's gonna be more and more people that try to make educational content without actually knowing what they're sharing. And we didn't used to see things like that, right? People sort of would become experienced and then be like, oh, I could teach this. People actually really want this information. I could do something with this. And then, now people are like, oh, the thing to do now is to make a video on a topic that people want information on, whether I know it or not. So now there's gonna be a lot of people who are just sort of generating scripts and generating audio and generating things that they don't actually know anything about, which means that if someone has a question, you also can't answer it. It's kind of like cheating on your, it's like cheating homework throughout an entire semester, and then when it comes to the exam, and they say, like, you know, you have to, you know, remove everything, and you're not able to get your cheating apparatus done, you don't actually know the material. With AI, you can literally skip... Wait, I missed, what you said before here. I jumped into making content for Honkai Star Rail. That's after I'd been playing the game for a while. Exactly, you did a lot of experimentation. Unfortunate reality is that the struggle between survival, money, and honesty. Yeah, true. With how beautiful and well-made your model is, I'd ask you to teach me things too. Thank you, Skull Smasher. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it is false information, exactly. With AI, you can literally skip that, and I think that's going to create a lot of misinformation, and if the law or rule catches up, you can face some kind of consequence. There probably wouldn't be consequence unless it was something that was, like, you know, messing with national security, but there's definitely just going to be people who just throw out information that they don't actually know. I don't think anything's going to be done if it's not something that is dangerous. Again, national security, that could be a problem. I know that YouTube is cracking down on any videos that state anything false about politics, but for something like teaching art, I think people are just gonna churn out a lot of videos that they don't actually know how to teach art. I do see you. You're not John Cena, Ridley. Yeah, exactly. The clickbait title thing. Just sent you a message on Discord on how to say your name. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm bad with this. Okay. I'll listen to that after stream. You can't see me, Ridley Cena. People have been doing that for years, to be honest, making videos of art but not teaching you anything. Hakushin, hello! Welcome in, welcome in! It's the same thing with the indie game dev space. I've heard in the podcast there's way too many small creators giving business advice. Hakushin, thank you so much! Welcome in! They say, do this line, make one here, do this here. Not really. Skull Smasher, it's actually really interesting that you say that, because I'm actually, like, I know what you're talking about, and I'm actually really against, those kind of videos, but they are ironically the most popular, because they're the easiest for people to follow, and then they can, like, put the art on their fridge, right? I've seen so many where it's, like, a video, how to draw Spider-Man, and it won't even have any audio, it'll just be, like, a visual of a person with a big, fat Sharpie, and they're just, like, drawing the outlines of the stock art of Spider-Man, and the comments are insane, and it's like, wow, I could follow along and draw this, and now I know that I can draw Spider-Man, and my mom is proud of me, and we put it on the fridge, and I'm like, but you're not actually learning how to draw. So I'm like, I had one point where I was just like, I don't ever want to make those kind of videos unless I can supplement it with an explanation on why it works the way it does. Alright, have fun on reality, Emma. YouTube gave people a choice. If the content they upload is made with AI, you have to enable it. The possibility of not abiding that is unknown, but most likely you'd get a bonk from YouTube. Yeah, maybe. That's all it's for, following what they do to make a specific picture. It doesn't teach you how to draw. Yeah, it is basically tracing. It's basically tracing, just like watching what the other person is doing. But I've seen that so much. It's usually with, like, Spider-Man, or Elsa, or Superman, or, the Minions, right? It's always, like, some really basic, popular cartoon character that you can just follow along with, and it's always the stock art, right? It's always the key stock art of the character. It's always, like, what you would see in, like, a coloring book page. And those videos are so popular. Those videos are way too popular for my liking. The thing I don't like about Reality, the app, you have to gamble to get accessories for your model. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I need customization in my life. Younger generation will have no critical thinking or can't think for themselves by themselves. Sorry to say, kids need to be disciplined. Yeah, I can agree with that. Simple and easy to draw. Not gonna lie, the person who made the video probably traced it. Didn't even know how to draw themselves. Probably. They probably just found a niche that worked and it was popular and they're like, let me just repeat this a lot. I'm an artist, I could do that myself. Ugh. It's like, I don't want to follow that, but I also see the benefit in the sense of you are helping somebody create a finished product that they can be proud of. It's not the same thing. It's not like, it's not like you can say that you are an artist, right? It's more like a craft. A craft, for anyone who doesn't know this, the difference between an art and a craft is that a craft has a predetermined end result. An art does not have a predetermined end result. That is the main difference between art and craft. So what they are doing is a craft. Now, craftsmanship, of course, you know, the terminology is a little sticky, but hopefully that makes sense. The stick is going to become a very popular item for oncoming gen beta. I want someone who teaches me how to draw, what things to do, and why or when to use them. That's exactly it, right? It's like, I've thought about this before. I want to teach people how to draw, like why things work the way they do, and I want to do it in a niche that people don't normally see, right? So, like, for example, I want to do a lot of things where I teach people how to draw using Pokemon as the subject matter, not like, here, we're going to trace a Pikachu now, but how to draw a sphere and then, like, apply it to the shape of Pikachu's head, right? I feel like that's a better way to learn. But the really quick tracing stuff is what's easily consumable and doesn't frustrate people, and they tend to watch it a lot more. It won't help you out in the long term, but on YouTube, it's what people like. So, I don't know. I've debated in the past, like, do you do a little bit of both? Do you teach things while doing the easy thing that people can put on their fridge? I don't know. There's a big difference between teaching how to draw and teaching what to draw. Exactly. I mean, I could do that with subject matter that hasn't been covered, right? I could do things like, you know, we're so used to, like, how to draw Spider-Man, how to draw Elsa, and I could do something like, I don't know, how to draw Rayquaza. That probably is already a video, but you get what I'm saying. But then to, like, actually learn why Rayquaza's snake body works, and then how the details work, and how to draw that in perspective, that takes a lot more discipline for people to watch, and not as many people have that attention span. So you almost kind of have to balance that, right? You almost have to have some that are like, it actually teaches you how to do something, and then some where it's just fun and you can be proud that you made something. And I think you have to balance it, but what's annoying about those drawing channels is it's basically like, you know, content push, where they just pick a different subject and do it the exact same way for the exact same time, blah, blah, blah. Why are you bonking me, Ridley? How to draw me? I'm a bit complex. I'd be a bit complex to draw. It seems those tutorials need to look up a tutorial on how to teach, right? Yeah, exactly. They want short, not long-term. Exactly. I can't introduce myself in your Discord? Yukio, you might need to, you might need to accept the rules so that you're able to type. I specifically do that to not get any bots in the platform, but you might need to accept the rules, hit the emoji, and we do that so that you, so that we don't get bots spamming any of the channels. I think current attention span is 3 seconds. We're gonna break 2 soon, probably. I did, but it still won't? Do you have any, like, let me check that real quick. Do you have any permissions that I need to set here? Let me make sure it's actually, like, giving you the right... What rules do you have? Yeah, you don't have the rules role. If you go to the... Wait, I don't think so, right? Yeah, you have all the roles except for rules. If you grab the rules role, it should work. Do I have a Discord server? I do indeed, yes. If you go to... Best way I can direct you on Twitter, on IRIAM, is if you go to my profile and you go to my Twitter, then the Twitter link, the website on the about page, on the bio, the link should be a Discord URL, and that is how you can get into the Discord. It's a little bit of a roundabout way, but it's the only way I can do it on IRIAM. Hang on, what did I miss here? I feel like I missed something. I feel for someone who wants to learn something in the heat of the moment, of a technical problem, short form content is best. Yeah, for a technical problem, absolutely. Yeah, you want something really, really quick. Like those Indian tech channels that are only like a minute long. Bless those people, they get right to the point. Something similar happened in another Discord server I joined the other day. It wouldn't let me know or accept anything, so the admin had to personally give me permission. Alright, let me do that then. That is strange, and I'm hoping it's not like, I'm hoping that's not the case, because I won't know how to do that for everybody. But, alright. Yukio, I will manually give you the role, and then you should be able to type and write an intro. Something similar, oh, I read that already. Only problem is that not everything can be done in short form. That's true, yeah, that's true. But for technical things, I think that makes sense. Also, I see you there, Blank. Hello. But yeah, I've debated on that. I've debated on making, like, those short, like, how to quickly draw a thing videos, because, you know, sometimes we have to do things that just get more eyes on our work, right? And sometimes it's like, it is like fast stuff, but it's not AI, right? It's just like, you know, you're not putting in a lot of effort, but you know it's something that can like just get your eyeballs, right? And just get people in to see what you're doing. And that's the main thing, right? Is to just get people to see that you exist. Because you could make the best videos ever. You could make some really, really high quality, high edited, highly informative things, but if no one's there to see it, then, you know, if a tree falls in the forest type of deal. So sometimes I'm like, I don't know, maybe I should make really, really quick things just to be able to get my name out there. It also helps if someone can draw most things, but not eyes or hands. Those quick videos help. Yeah, true, true. Or you can do, like, little tips and tricks. I have a question. I want all my games to have a consistent warm color scheme like in the old retro games. My model color clashes with that, with dark blue and terracotta. I feel VTuber mascots need to be the same as the color schemes of all the games I make. How could I remedy this? Well, I don't think that any game you make should only use warm colors. And the reason I say that is because you are heavily limiting yourself. If you want to do things like old retro games, I think I would go one step further, and I would treat it more like Pokemon retro, right? Everything sort of had a unified color scheme, but they could branch out if they needed to. So if I think about yellow version, right? Pokemon yellow version. So blue and red were grayscale, right? On the Game Boy. And then yellow had color, because it was on Game Boy Color. But the pixels of the sprites were still very limited in how far the range could go, so it still had a very unified palette to it. Because dark blue is the opposite of a warm terracotta, I think that you should utilize both together. Because it's opposites, right? If you look over here, like actually on the screen here, if you can see the building behind me, if you see the billboard here, that sign with the bright cyan and the orange work together because they're opposite colors. Granted, I'd probably tone down the cyan just a little bit, but they are opposites. So if you have like warm terracottas that are toned down and warm dark blues that are toned down, that is actually going to benefit you heavily. I wouldn't make your character brown with a brown environment, because then you're just creating self-camouflage. I think that that is definitely something to keep in mind. If you want to stand out, you can have the same tone, but you can mess with having contrast in your hue. Hopefully that makes sense. Being able to churn out medium/low quality content quickly is a skill in and of itself, honestly, one I sorely lack. Still working on Inktober from 2023. Oof, I can understand that. What was I saying? Especially for VTuber mascot? Yeah, I would say that you would want, if you're gonna have a mascot, you want them to stand out. Why do you think Pikachu is yellow? I'm serious. Why do you think Pikachu is colored yellow? Also, Snowfox, let me know if you are able to access the rules roll, and if not, I will manually assign it, but I want to see if it works for you. To be seen, exactly. Does anyone know why the Simpsons are yellow? What is it, Ridley? Boo? It's a little early for Halloween. But yeah, does anybody poop? Thank you. To stand out, I've been thinking of having consistent colors so that whenever they see the model, they recognize the game and vice versa. So yeah, it is to stand out. So Pikachu stands out as a yellow creature in an environment that was mainly greens and blues, right? Because the environment of the old Game Boy games was either in like caves, lakes, or forests. So yellow is going to stand out. Likewise, the Simpsons, the reason that they're yellow is because the creator of the Simpsons wanted them to stand out when people were flipping TV channels. That is a fact. When people were flipping TV channels and seeing all the characters of like human cartoon or live action, the yellow of the Simpsons stood out, and it would make people stop changing the channels so fast. Just joined Discord server? Thank you, Snowfox. Can you tell me if the rules roll is working for you? I'm curious. I want to see if that was a one-off with Yukio, or if you are able to apply the roll yourself. And if not, then I will make sure to manually add it. Again, the reason I have that is just to avoid bots. I might consider turning it off and seeing what happens, because I don't think that we are, we haven't really had to deal with anything like that, but I'm sort of curious. As things grow and evolve, right? Sometimes those sorts of channels might be hidden behind the Browse Channels feature. No, they were saying that if they click the reaction to add the rules roll, that it wasn't giving them the roll. So I don't know if that's like a Discord glitch or something. Charming Buffalo, hello! Welcome in, and thank you so much for following. Happy Thursday. I hope you are having a lovely day so far. Why? Ridley, what? What is this? What are you doing? You mean how your character and mine are blue so that we can stand out? Onward to battle. I am not a steed. I am not a steed. I'm doing alright, Charming Buffalo. How are you doing? No! Ridley. Yeah, I mean, we definitely do stand out as blue foxes. The only difference is that, I don't know if you get this, but I'm constantly mistaken for a wolf because blue is considered closer to gray, so people usually think that I'm a wolf. I got snacks if you do it. I need to get snacks later. I don't need snacks right now. But nice try. Nice try. Lang, hello! Welcome in, welcome in! I'm doing alright, Charmin Buffalo. We were sort of just talking about, like, content creation and the evolution of things, and, oh, you know what? For those of you who came in recently, curious if you saw the title of the stream, do you still read newsletters? Like the newsletters that you get in your email? Do you still subscribe or read newsletters? I've been trying to see something here. I can see why, other than your ears, they're too tall to be a wolf, I think. Yeah, that's the thing. Some people mistake me for a rabbit, some people mistake me for a wolf, but one of the reasons that I have the larger ears is because it is definitely less wolf-like. That's something interesting when I'm doing character design for people, and they're showing me, like, what is already existing for them, and they're like, why am I constantly mistaken for blah 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 animal? And it's like, because of the way that your ears look, mainly. If you're a VTuber and you're constantly mistaken for some other type of animal, I can usually determine why, because I know a lot about different animal species. Before I was a VTuber, I used to be an animal artist. So I can usually determine why you get mistaken for the species that you do. With wings, it's obviously not a fox. I mean, I'm still a kitsune. I know you got snacks. I don't need the snacks. I'm not a jackal. No, I don't need your snacks. Your Tengu primarily dark blue, with accessories and clothing could be terracotta. You want to make sure that those are just accents, that's all. Was thinking because the head part of the body needs to have different colors, not the asses for some reason. I read some news articles on my phone. Some people make big ears for wolf models. They do, and then they wonder why they're constantly mistaken for foxes. I don't need to- No! No! I am not going to be your steed! I hate how we're called furries when we're demi-humans. As someone who was in the furry fandom, it is a frustrating confusion. Yeah, furry is very clearly anthro. Furry is very clearly like a Beatrix Potter anthropomorphic. We are definitely demi-human / kimono mimi. It's a completely different breed. Thank you, Charming Buffalo. Your title fits. People confuse me for an airplane as a bird. Is that a compliment? People confuse you for an airplane? You're a bird. How do they confuse you for an airplane? I accept the rules on Discord, but I can't type an introduction. Okay, yeah, thank you for letting me know, Snowfox. It has to be a glitch then, because it should normally work. Let me manually give that to you. Alright, you should be good now. That's really strange. I don't know how to deal with Discord glitching out like that. I might turn it off, I don't know, but it's also my @everyone role at the same time, so I'll just keep manually doing it if I have to. Phone at low charge. See, that's the thing. You're trying to make me charge, and now your phone has the low charge. See how that works? Judging from profile picture on Discord far away. Okay, I can understand that. Doki Doki. What kind of what are you doing? What kind of what am I doing what? What am I doing? What are we talking about? What are we doing? Alright, really, don't go that way, please. Don't go that way. I had to manually receive all the stuff in Discord. It's some stupid glitch rules the ability to chat. I don't really know. Wait, Skull Smasher, are you in the Discord? Do you need a role, or are you saying, like, in general? I don't know, Snowfox. I'm not sure. I haven't played the game, so I don't know. Got a charge phone. Okay. Yeah, we keep it safe for work here. Just a little heads up for everybody. In general, it happens sometimes, rare, but it does happen. Yeah, hopefully it's just like a time thing until Discord can figure things out. But yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not really sure what to do about it. I don't remember what I was saying now. I feel like I had a topic that we were discussing, and now I don't know where it went. Ugh. Well, anyway. I think we are about at that time regardless. Yeah, alright, real quick. Yeah, newsletters. I'll wrap that up. Last thing I remember is furry. Yeah, we were talking about ear shapes, I think. We were talking about ear shapes. If you ever want me to look at your model design and see if you can be recognized for the species that you aim to be, like, I actually did an entire video, like, I won't say an entire video. Be Heroine, thank you for the New Year's. Thank you, thank you. And congrats on getting the star. Difference of why characters stood out. Thank you, yeah. Alright, I'll wrap up with that. If you ever want to message me and ask if your character stands out as a species that you're intending, I can't guarantee that no one will ever make a mistake, because I'm constantly mistaken too, but I can at least tell you if you're matching the species. And then the other thing that I was saying is I actually do a video on YouTube, really short video, not very edited, I think it was just done on stream actually, where I was sort of discussing why the VTuber Silverveil gets mistaken for a fox all the time, because it's sort of like a joke that her chat says, and she's a wolf, and I did like a really quick breakdown on why people make the mistake, and it has to do with like the ears and the tail design. So it's like if you wanted to slightly adjust things, then it would probably make it easier to stand out as the species that you're intending. I've seen people mistake other animal ear VTubers for cats. Yeah, I have too. And again, it's because of the ear shape. One that comes to mind is Merryweather. He's constantly mistaken for a cat. He's actually a Spitz dog, but the reason is because his ears are perfectly cat-shaped. And most of the time it's because they're working with anime artists instead of animal/furry artists. So because of that, usually anime artists don't know as much about specifics of animal ear designs. So they sort of go with a little bit of a generic cat look. And a lot of times people's species gets confused as a result. I know you know how to stand out. Your model draws attention well. It looks bright and colorful. Other than just being, in my opinion, the best made one too. Thank you. Yeah, you know, it's funny. My ears are actually intentionally rainbow, both through my demi-human form and my fox form, because your appearance on your face is what is the most critical in your design. If you have all of your uniqueness on the lower half of your body, it's not going to be as easy to get very quickly recognized, right? That's why Ollie, Courageous Ollie of Hololive, she's got like the giant sword sticking through her head, right? That is extremely recognizable. Pranibot, hello, welcome in. What is Merryweather supposed to be? Merryweather is a Japanese Spitz, I believe? A Japanese Spitz dog? But he's constantly mistaken for a cat. Snow Fox, congratulations on the star. I gotta charge my phone, I shall head out. Alright, Ridley, all the best. At least we know Yunio won't get mistaken for another animal ever again. Yeah, true that, true that. He has a cat toggle? What do you mean, a cat... He has a dog toggle. A cat toggle? That's a new one. Thanks for the boop, Ridley. No, Snowfox, I will not answer this. I will not answer that one. We don't talk about that, son. It's natural for me to look at someone's eyes when they talk, not stare, of course, but still, I even do it when VTubers talk. I don't know why. It's strange. Because that's just survival instinct, I think. I'm pretty sure that's survival instinct. I know an axolotl VTuber that's also a wildlife conservationist. That's really cool. I look at model eyes. I mean, yeah, it's literally survival instinct, I think. Animal education, that's really cool. I want more people to be doing things with VTubing that sort of separates themselves out. Okay. I feel like I can't do this when Vessa's not around for some reason, but I will... Vessa, if you see this VOD, then you know. I will end there, okay? I will end... That is how we are ending stream. So, let me real quick here. I'll Oh my gosh! You guys! You guys! Oh! Okay. If you haven't yet considered following the Discord, we would love to have you in the Discord. I am also on YouTube and Twitch. I'm hoping to do more YouTube evergreen content. I'm really hoping to explore the YouTube content in the following year. So if you want to follow on YouTube, you subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be super, super helpful. And we would love to see you in the Discord as well. I will probably be on here tomorrow. Not sure what we're going to be chit-chatting about, but we shall see. And anyways, alright. I wish you all have a good rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world or the worlds beyond. And I wish you all the best, stargazers. Action! Have a good day.